This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. So the grand conspiracy theory about Biden taking bribes is just falling apart with each passing day. And now there are new characters injecting themselves to try to get in on the action. Rudy Giuliani. We're going to talk about Sean Hannity and James Comer first, because James Comer has been at the forefront of this, being the oversight chairman in the House of Representatives. James Comer, a couple of months ago, said, in 7 to 10 days, we're going to have a press conference. It's going to be a banger, y'all. We're going to be able to show you all this. It's going to be an indictment of the president. Colloquially speaking, an indictment. A reputational indictment. And it was none of that. It was, we're getting ready to give you the evidence. And then when they did give us the evidence, it was nothing. And now they say they've got a witness and they've got a whistleblower and there's an informant. And now there's recordings of Joe Biden that they don't have, they can't produce, but trust us, they're there. And now we're learning not only is their witness or their informant or their whistleblower missing or whatever, but also now the guy who purportedly has, who they say claims he's got the recordings. And now we're learning, well, actually, no one's even seen this guy in 3 years. It is so laughable. It is so stupid. Speaking of stupid, watch Sean Hannity and James Comer solve the world's problems relative to the Biden scandal.
With respect to the tapes, look, it mentioned in the FBI form that the oligarch had 17 tapes of Biden, 2 with Joe Biden, accepting the bribe, that he used that as an insurance policy.
This oligarch was a high-ranking member or owner of Burisma?
Yes, that is exactly right. So
have you had any contact with him?
Unfortunately, nobody's had any contact with him for the last 3 years. You know, the MSNBC makes fun of me when I said that there are a lot of people that were involved in the Biden shenanigans that are currently missing. But with respect to this oligarch, we think we know where he is. He just hasn't been seen in public in a long time.
This will never cease to amaze me that Sean Hannity knows the answer to the question before he asks it and still asks it. He still just lays bare the naked ambition of this particular congressperson. He lays bare the lies and conspiracy that is this investigation. Have you had any contact with him? Unfortunately, nobody's had any contact with him for the last 3 years. So there are no recordings. They claim that this guy claims that they're there. But it gets worse. Not to be outdone, not to be left out in the cold, not to be have a camera lens turned away from him. Rudy Giuliani was on Newsmax yesterday, and he is making the claim that not only are these recordings real, but the person who has them, or the wife of the person, she's dead now and under mysterious circumstances. And I'm going to play this clip. I got a longer clip that's being circulated online. And we'll just say that I'm getting ready after the clip to completely debunk what he says, because the woman he claims is dead died long before he was ever in Ukraine to actually talk to her or get this information. And she didn't die under mysterious circumstances. She died in a car crash. Watch Rudy Giuliani.
He said that in the United States, there's one system of laws, and it applies equally to everyone. Well, of course, that's the most ridiculous, idiotic statement to make on a day in which we find out that the Bidens took a $10 million bribe from a Ukrainian, Mykola Zlochevsky, which I could have told you, and did tell them 3 years ago. And they followed up on none of the evidence I gave them. They were hoping the people would disappear or die. It's extraordinary. I gave them one witness that any investigator would jump through hoops to go to. Gave them a witness who is a woman who was the chief accountant at this crooked company, Burisma. She was the wife of the former owner who died under suspicious circumstances. And she was willing to give up all of the offshore bank accounts, including the Bidens. And she supervised the transfer of a lot more cash to the Bidens and other crooked politicians for Burisma.
Are
She
you
wanted the
confident?
FBI
Are
to
you
give her-
confident that now the House committee is going to get to the bottom of that? Because that is stunning, Rudy.
I sure hope so. I mean, the reality is that we gave it to them in January of 2020. And the Pittsburgh U.S. attorney was very interested. And then in a very strange move, Barr took it away from him, gave it to the U.S. attorney in Delaware. He didn't do a damn thing about it. And the woman was under threat of death. So we tried to put pressure on them to do something.
At first, his language is so imprecise, and I believe that's by design. I'm not quite sure if he's saying that the woman died or that her husband, who has the recordings, died. Now, I'm going to read from this Raw Story article entitled "Rudy Giuliani Says Key Biden Whistleblower No One Has Ever Heard Of Has Died." Now, many Republicans are reporting that this is the wife of Mykola Zlochevsky, the guy that I continue to have trouble pronouncing the name of. And again, we're not sure. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not going to commit to him who he exactly is saying is dead. But a lot of Republicans are repeating this name, Mykola Zlochevsky. And it's the wife of him that they believe is dead under mysterious circumstances. Ooh, it's all very scary. Here's what Ross Roy has to say. The owner he might be referring to is the wife of Mykola Lysen, who co-founded Burisma with Mykola Zlochevsky. The problem is, Lysen died in 2011 before Giuliani went to Ukraine to start digging up information on Biden. In fact, 2011 is before Biden even went to Ukraine and before Hunter Biden was named to the Burisma board. The so-called quote-unquote suspicious circumstances were a car accident. Zlochevsky was the co-founder that a corrupt prosecutor was investigating. Right-wing outlets appear to be reporting her death, but none seem to know her name. Giuliani claims she's dead from suspicious circumstances, but no reports have details on what they were either. So it wasn't that she's the wife of Zlochevsky, it's that she's the wife of the other founder. Again, how convenient for Republicans that all of their whistleblowers and their informants and their witnesses and these people who possess recordings of Joe Biden, the smoking gun, the people who possess the smoking guns to lay out the facts, the damning evidence against Joe Biden. What a coincidence, or just a bummer for Republicans that they're all missing or dead under car wreck, suspicious circumstances years and years and years, over a decade ago. How convenient. Or again, oh, what a bummer for them. You see, I get a lot of calls. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to feature some voicemails of people who say this refrain that I'm getting ready to repeat. In fact, I'll just quote her. She said that we tried to get rid of Trump through impeachments. It's kind of stupid because you don't hear the call, but tune in tomorrow. But now the Biden's in the spotlight. Oh, all our whistleblowers are stupid. The problem is when we investigated Trump and when Trump has been investigated, there are reams of evidence. We have audio transcripts from audio recordings that prosecutors have where Donald Trump says, as president, I could have declassified, but now I can't. Secret. This is secret information. Look, this was done by the military. Look at this. This is secret information. Look at this person with no security clearance. We have the goods. We have a call of Donald Trump trying to extort a foreign leader for dirt on a political opponent. The same things, again, every accusation is just projection. It's an admission of guilt. And they know that while the majority of the country doesn't buy into this BS, that the unwashed voter base, adherents of republicanism, of Trumpism, of MAGA world, they're going to believe it because they're so desperate to believe it. They'll believe anything. I mean, there are millions of these idiots who follow QAnon, the Q drops. Dangerous. Anyway, it is remarkable that James Comer has the dignity-free existence that he exists in, this bubble of embarrassment and humiliation that he can continue to go on TV night after night after night after night, claiming that he's got a smoking gun and then never, ever providing it. I mean, the House Oversight Committee may as well be chaired by Mike Lindell. This is the level of reputation. This is the level of credibility that is being brought to bear by James Comer. Anyway, I would love to know what you think about this. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. If you're not into that level and you want to just do it right now, it would be great if you would just comment. Even if you're not going to leave a comment, you could tell me how good my hair looks today in the comment, and maybe we can juice up the algorithm. Oh, I'm delirious from being tired. End of the week. Very glad to be walking into a weekend. If you want to support my work more than just subscribing or commenting and doing all that, click the join button below, become a channel member, click the super thanks button below, or even better, go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I'll see you next time. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. Be genuine. Take care of one another.